Hi, welcome to Not Too Shabby Chic. I'm Dale. This is Flo. And Flo is from Florida. And she is my friend who was sent from a friend, Creating with Jovi. So today I am doing hashtag File Folder Fun Day. Pam VanEe and I are co-collaborators. She posted her File Folder Fun Day yesterday, and I'm posting mine today. It's an open collaboration. Anyone can join. All you have to do is put in the hashtag File Folder Fun Day in your description or your title and link my channel and Pam's channel. And when you do that, you'll be part of the collaboration, and you just do whatever you want to with file folders. They can be normal file folders, they can be legal file folders, they can be color file folder, anything that is a file folder. To give everybody some inspiration and to think of some ways we can use file folders, because file folders are pretty accessible by everyone. So I've gotten tons that I've recycled from different places where I've worked that they were going to throw away. I rescued them. And so we just wanted to give you some inspiration and also get some inspiration from you. So what we need are other collaborators. And when you do, I'll link you and your channel in my description box every time I see a video. So be sure to tag me and tag Pam and link our channels. That way we can be sure to include you in our description boxes. We'll help each other's channels grow, and we will gain inspiration from one another. So, as you can see, I have a stack of file folders. No, I'm not using all of these. We'd be here till Christmas after next because I'm so slow. But what I did want to show you is I just coffee dyed a bunch of file folders. This one is kind of funny. I did it in the microwave and I forgot to take the plate out, hence the big round circle. But Pam VanEe always, or does a lot of the time, dry her coffee dyed things outside, or she does them in the microwave. So I wanted to try it, and it does work. I just be sure to take your plate out. So anyway, I just have some different file folders that I dyed, and I put some doilies down on some. So as you can see, you can do all kinds of things with file folders. This makes it pretty just as it is. You don't even really have to cover it up. Here's one where I got a little busy and singed the edges, but for me that's okay. And look at that, it looks like a naturally made label. Love it. This I put a doily on, a plastic doily, and here is another pattern from a plastic doily that has like leaves. I guess it's kind of a leaf pattern. This side was a doily pattern. This one was just random. I didn't put any design on it, but look at the way it turns out. They're really cool, and I didn't do the dip method. I took a spray bottle that I've had this coffee, believe it or not, for over a year. Yes, for over a year. I keep it at my desk usually. And I put a little bit of alcohol and some baking soda. And I had heard from two different people. One said alcohol, one said baking soda. So I said, why not use both? To keep your coffee fresh and to make it archival. So it seems to work. It doesn't smell. It hasn't molded. And I am excited because I don't have to waste coffee. So I had made this, with instant coffee, and put it in this spray bottle, and all I did was lay out my spray bottle. Now this one had a doily on this side, and it kind of looks like fire coming out, doesn't it? But I didn't do it on this side. I'm sorry, Flo. You're gonna have to move, I think. You might be in the way just a hair. She gets excited and likes to try to help. So all I did, I have a pan. Now I dried mine in the oven except for the one with the plate. And I just squirted, pretend like I'm squirting, and moved it around and flipped it over, did this side, and then I put the doily on it. But I stacked them with different things and put them in the oven. I think I had my oven on 350. It probably took about 15 minutes because these are thicker than paper. And I removed some and then separated them. So the next time I probably will not do them stacked because it was just taking too long to get them dry. But they turned out great. They don't sound all sweet and crunchy like paper does, but they look great. Here's another plain one that I sort of soaked. I wanted a darker look. So as you can see, I got more coffee look on this one. It's darker and less pattern. And I really like that. So there's that. Here's another one that I coffee dyed. And I don't see many people coffee dyeing them. I know people do. But don't sleep on file folders. You can do a lot. They're thick and heavy, but not too thick and heavy, so they make great tags, pockets, and all kinds of things you can do with them. As you saw from Pam's video, she did a master board and then cut it up and made tags out of it, and they looked amazing. Mine, I did coffee dyed. I just wanted to show you today that you can coffee dye your file folders and they will look great. And if you want them more grungy, you can put more coffee like I did and let them almost burn. This side had that weird doily on it. That was pretty cool, I think. And the inside has the larger plastic doily. Here's one that I forgot to do, and it's just got smudges on it. We won't be using that today. So, that was the main thing I wanted to show you. Was how you can, coffee dye and make some cool, interesting things. So then I got this inspiration from, what's her first name? Girl on the Ridge. Something Girl on the Ridge. Lori, Girl on the Ridge. This is something she does a lot, and I had watched her video, and about 2 years ago, I did one of these my way, made it my own, and ended up giving it for a gift, and it turned out really cool. We will not have time to do the full-blown one, so I am just going to show you the simple way to do it, and then you can have a model to decorate and do what you want with it. After we do the shell, the base, or your my mind's blank again. What do you call it? Your template. That's not the word I'm looking for, but when you have your template, you can make others and keep some made up to, add to a journal or make a journal out of. But for today, this is what we do. You take your file folder. This one has the left tab, but you could do either one. You open it up and turn it sideways, like so. And I had already folded mine so that I didn't realize it would do this, but I'm glad it did. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And you fold up one side, and I go where it meets right here on this edge. I don't measure, which is one of the things I liked about Girl on the Ridge. Lori, she doesn't measure either, because when I measure, it seems to be worse than if I measure. So you fold that up like that. Then you fold it back and make sure your edges meet, and fold again and do your bone folder. I changed my mind on where I wanted it folded. That's why I've got a double hump right there. So that then you have this. So again, you turn it sideways, your file folder, fold it up, turn it up, turn it around. This is the front of what is going to be a file folder flippy thing. I don't know what else you would call it, but that's what you do first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 flaps to the front of this. So what we do is we just take a file folder that we have coffee dyed, or if you don't coffee dye yours, that's fine. And we just want to make 2 flaps, one here and one here. So I am just going to tear, because I want it to be smaller, so I'm going to go with half the size. But you can use a legal size pad and make your tear a lot better. So, you know what? Let me get my handy dandy ruler. Because you don't want everything straight, but you're going to make your flap from here, so you might want it to be kind of straight. And I'm just going to go ahead and tear all the way down. There we go. So that I've got a straight part. So, yeah, it's a little more than half. So what I'm going to do is use this side for a flap and this side for a flap, right? So, I don't want it this big, nor do I need it this tall. So, I am going to tear, probably right about here, and I'm going to mark about how far down, probably to here. And again, I'm not measuring, and you guys have always said you want to see me do tutorials, and we'll see if you really do want to see me do tutorials. So, I want to tear, and it's going to be my flap, like so. And this will be one side that we will hinge. So the way you do a hinge is you just fold some of it under and burnish it so your fold's kind of crisp, like so. And this will be my first flap. You can have, I don't like those pointy things. You can have overlapping, or it can have a gap. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it turns out, or whatever you like the best. And I believe, so there's going to be there. Now I'm going to do the other flap, which is here, and I want it to hinge about there, because I kind of like that. It matches there and there, so again, it doesn't have to be exact, or you can even make you don't even have to have this part if you don't want. I'm thinking, I think we'll try it and see. So I'm just going to start tearing. And some file folders, let's see if I do it this way, are stronger than others. And make sure I don't have any pointies. I don't like those. So this is Sunday for me. I'm not sure when you'll be watching it, but I hope you'll join us for File Folder Fun Day. Because we need lots of ideas from each other, and sometimes I have just a mental block about stuff. So let's fold this in, but I don't want it in a lot. I might change my mind about the edge up here and take it off. It is new. Now, Flo, if you don't behave yourself, you're going to have to go to your room. Oh, I know. This is her room. Sorry. You're going to have to behave. Now, got that. Looks a little too rippy. Okay, stop. Okay, so then we're going to glue that like so. But I think I want them even down here. So we've got a little peekaboo. You know what? I don't want that up there. So I'm going to tear it off. Tear it off. I don't want it. So there. Take that. And you can tear it and be as fussy with it as you want, but if you overthink it, or at least that's what I'm told, you drive yourself crazy. Or take 100 years to make it, which is kind of how I end up doing everything. So I'm just liking to match these up at the bottom, just a little bit. So there's my two flaps. So this one will open and this one will open. So we're going to glue these down. I'm going to glue this first. But first, well, I'm not going to do that. You can, once you get your template, then when you make another one, you can see where you want to ink. So like I would want to ink around all these edges, but I'm not going to sit here and make you watch that. So let me ink it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I inked all around, went ahead and did the back, the inside, so that I would have that done. And I've inked my flaps. Now, you don't have to obviously ink like this. I'm going for very grungy because it hides my mistakes. And I think that's why I like grungy so much. I love all genres. I love shabby chic. I love vintage antique. I love boho. I love little golden books. I love neat and precise and clean, but I can't do it. So grungy fits me because I don't have to measure and I can hide my mistakes very easily. So I've inked my flaps whichever way I want them to go, like so. So we're going to glue those on. But one thing I've discovered over my inking days, because I ink heavy when I want to. Now, I don't always, but I love heavy inking so that it fades in. When you do that on your hinges and folds, it can weaken them. And I've gotten things from people where this was already beginning to tear. One recently, actually. From someone that I've never bought from before, and I let them know and they just said thanks for your input, and that's all I got, and it already had torn through here. So to fix that problem, all you've got to do is get a strip of muslin, lace, whatever you want. This will fortify your hinges, especially one like this where you're going to be folding it back and forth a lot, because the nature of this, I guess it's a file folder folio, maybe you call it, instead of a file folder flippy thing. But you can sew it on, you can glue it on. For purposes of this video, I am not sewing, I am gluing. So I want this hinge to be strong, and I also want it to be frayed. So I am fraying up the edges because that's kind of the kind of girl I am, messy and frayed. So let's do that real quick. I should have done that while I was off camera, but I just thought of it. So I hope you guys can craft along with me. You could always stop the video and go get you a file folder and get caught up to this point, and that would work. So pull these threads out, and I like to leave some things hanging. It's not good to leave people hanging, but it's great to leave threads hanging. I'm just saying. And this is where the hem was, and it wants to turn under because there's a crease there, right? So one wonderful trick I learned from Pam VanEe is to use a flat iron, and I just happen to have a flat iron, and I'm going to turn it on because a flat iron is like an iron, except you don't have to move anything to an ironing board or anything like that. I have it handy, but it's kind of tangledy. So just a moment. All right, this was my mama's, and she had short hair, and she loved her little flat iron. And it should get hot pretty quick, but anyway, we can flatten this out with a flat iron, and it works for paper too, by the way. So this will strengthen our hinge. So it'll still look like that, and I'm good with that because I like the grungy look, like I said. So, and this has been somewhat coffee dyed, not heavy coffee dyed. And I could, coffee dye it more and squirt some more coffee on there if I want to. So I'm going to pause for my flat iron to heat up, and I'll be right back so that you guys see what I mean. See how much flatter that is? And Pam VanEe taught me this, and it's an amazing trick. Never would have thought of using a flat iron. So I do one side, and then oh, you can't see me, and then I'll do the other side. And you can do sari silk, paper, anything you want to. Just if you have one that has different temperatures, which I also have over here, you can put it on a low temp for sari silk. So anyway, need to get it turned off. There we go. Hang it over here to cool off. So now I am going to put glue on both sides, and I want it to make sure I kind of have it centered. A little bit off the edge so I can fray. So here we go. Let's glue this down, and of course I will be using Fabri-Tac, but you can always sew this on. And if I weren't doing the video, or I could pause it, but right now I can't get to my sewing machine. I've got a computer monitor sitting in front of it, and I don't feel like moving all that stuff. So we're just going to glue it really, really good. And I said Fabri-Tac, that is not what this is. What I am using is the same as Fabri-Tac as far as I'm concerned. It is by Beacon. I buy it at Dollar Tree, and it's their poster board something glue. And it's by the same company that makes Fabri-Tac. I thought I'd try it one day, and lo and behold, smells the same, looks the same, works the same. It might take just a hair longer to dry than Fabri-Tac, but not enough that it makes that big of a difference. So if you want to save some money, you get 2-ounce bottles of the Beacon poster board glue for $1.25, and it comes out a little bit cheaper than Fabri-Tac at what, $18 a bottle, something like that. So I am going to place this right about there. Use my foam folder, get it smoothed out, and I rubbed it in a little bit just because if that keeps it from looking like blobs and it doesn't bleed through your paper as easy. Now I'm going to fold it in half and do this side. I didn't quite get it centered. That's okay too. Luckily with Fabri-Tac, you can you've got some time to readjust. And if the glue shows through, you can just rub it off. It shows through meaning like if you get it over here where you didn't want it, you glued further out than you meant to, you can just rub it. And I'm sorry you can hear my husband in the background. I told him I'm doing a video, and it's hard for him to be quiet. Just like children, you know how that is. Those of you who have had children or have grandchildren or any of that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to cut this edge off so that I can fray it again. I shouldn't have even bothered fraying it because I want it messy. And it's up to you. You know, you may not want to fray it, or you might want to put a pretty patterned fabric there. It's just, you know, whatever you want to do. I started to use burlap actually, and I decided that it might ravel a bit much, so I just wanted to use this muslin. So we're fraying. Okay, that's not exactly even, but I'm not worried about it. So we've got it higher in the back, and that's okay. This is the front, and it'll be easy to forget which is the front, which is the back. And you also don't even have to have this tab. If you don't want it, you can make it flat. It's all up to you. That doesn't matter. So now I'm going to glue on my tabs, flaps, whatever, my flaps. They're not tabs, they're flaps. And I want to get them somewhat close or even to the bottom, like so. And then I can decide which goes over what when I'm done. So for this, I'm going to use art glitter glue. I have not found a Dollar Tree substitute for art glitter glue, unfortunately. And I may have to pause you guys again because my husband's talking on the phone and being a bit loud. Because he doesn't know how to have an inside voice. He can't help it. It's just the way he is. And we don't want to waste any glue, so we'll put that glue right there. So we're going to put this puppy let's get it maybe not right on the edge, but close. How about that? I'm going to burnish that on. really good. And if you want, you can do the same thing here or add another piece of paper here. It's up to you. And I will decide that later before I decorate, because they can get weak with the inking and the glue on these hinges. So he's talking about football with my son. The Tennessee Titans are playing, and they just finished playing. They barely won. They try to beat themselves. I don't know how many of you follow football. We are kind of a football family. But Titans, I don't know, they just seem to beat themselves. So we want to get this one about the same distance, and because I don't measure, as I told you, let me bring it, and glitter glue, the other thing is, doesn't give you any time, so you best decide pretty quickly what you want to do when you use art glitter glue. So there's the front of our journal, or folio, or file folder flappy thing for File Folder Fun Day. Say that 3 times fast. So there's that. And when you decorate it, it's going to be super cute. I don't like those little hanging out things. So we'll hide those. And I might even grungy this up a little bit. Yeah. And I love this Ranger Archival Ink Coffee. You know, we coffee dye things, and I like the color of this. It can sometimes turn a little green on the glue, like a greenish brown, but I don't mind. You can see where the woolly boogers are. Glue boogers. Oh, I just want to do that right there. So we've got that. I'm going to do this side and get that out of the way. I wasn't going to, but then I decided I kind of needed it to be darker. And it kind of blends in with my file folder. So there's that. There's that. So we have our flaps on the front. We've inked them. And next, what we will do is when we open the flaps, like I said, we can put paper here to cover the flaps. So you can decorate this however you want. And we're going to put pockets here. And that's up to you. You can do pockets, or you can just decorate it and have flips, and or just kind of whatever floats your boat. But I think, since I have not decided what I'm going to put here as far as paper, you know, you could even, if you want to stick with your file folder stuff, you could put another file folder on top to sturdy that up. You could put fabric all the way across here to here. It's up to you. So I think to stick with prototype, that's what I was looking for, not template, a prototype. This is my prototype. Yes, finally thought of it. We're just going to do the shell. So I want a pocket here, and I'm going to add a pocket here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So to do our pocket, I'm going to get a darker piece of file folder. I think I want to use one of these that had the pattern on it. So I'm going to tear. And if you don't like the torn look, you can certainly cut it and make it precise. It's your party, and you can cry if you want to. You can do what you want to. So I am going to, and on this side I have polka dots. So I want it to tear from this side. So, and of course we want it about, it would have been good if I'd torn them both at the same time. We don't want it here, right? So we only want it that far. So I am going to tear let's fold it in just a touch. There we go. Just make my little imprint so I know where I'm going. So I want to tear. It likes to tear the other way better. I don't know why. I'm tearing it all the way down because I want to see. Stuff's getting in my way. I think I'll leave the bottom kind of straight, but I want to tear this edge. And I don't want to tear it all the way up, so I'm going to take my scissors and rough this up so that it looks like it's been torn, but it has not. And you can rough it up as much as you want. And I did not need to go quite that high. So we got, all right. Yeah, like this side. So I'm gonna do that here. I think I needed it wider. Yeah. So let's change of plans, my friends. I have a hard time not tearing points. I don't like them. Okay. So isn't this exciting, watching me pick this apart? All right, I'm just going with it. I'm tired of fiddling with it. I don't want it to stay like that. Well, I think I'm going to do it this way because we're going to have something coming up here. So let's do it right about here. And this, for the bottom, you can tear or not, or you can leave it straight line, which since the bottoms are all straight, I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's just tear it straight. No. Going with the girl I brought. What do you think, Flo? Look over here. You like it? So this is going to be my little pocket. Or maybe just a tuck and come up like that so it can hold more. Anyway, I'm going to ink and I'll be right back. I don't know where I left off, so I keep getting interrupted doing this video, and the last time I got interrupted, I accidentally hit the stop button instead of the pause button, so I apologize. So, I have inked the flaps, as I think I showed you. I glued a pocket here, kind of like a tuck pocket right there. I might change it and glue that in a little more, I'm not sure. This, I made a flap, and I will cover that when I want to decorate it, and decorate this. You could add a pocket here, or whatever you want to do. We would decorate this later if you want to. So, you know, decide if I want. I think like it seems to fold better like this. But if your flaps don't want to stay, by the time you put something on here and in here, we might put a magnet here or Velcro or whatever. But when you add things to these, it will make this heavier so that it will lay down. If it doesn't, what I have done with another one is I put 2 things here and had a chain going across to kind of hold those down. So there are a lot of options for that, but this is the starting point. So you've got that. I made a flap for here, which normally I would do the flap to come out that way, but I didn't like this straight edge because I have to have my hinge against the torn edge, so I made it go this way to go that way. This away and that away. So this is what we've got so far. This will be to decorate, journal on, or whatever. Then we fold it open, and on this side, if you have a sewing machine and can sew, before you add your flaps, or you can always open up the flaps and do it. You would want to sew across here because this is going to create tuck spots. So you can sew either just here or, you know, go all the way across for consistency, and then you could sew all the way up here if you'd like, and then around, just, you know, to have that look. And you can sew that closed. But if you want to put a mini journal in here, which is what I did on the video I posted a couple years ago, and I'll link that below for those of you who may not have seen that, and it was a much more complicated thing that I did with it than I'm doing tonight. You'll see the mini journal and some more flips and flaps. But anyway, when you open this like this, this is the bottom. And so on the bottom, you can add as many flips, flaps, pockets, whatever you want. Fabric flips, any of those things you can add. And that will come, some of that will come when you're decorating. But for now, as we open it, I want to add a flip here to come out and kind of come over that here. So I've already got a piece of file folder that I'm going to hinge right about here, and I'll probably snip this off, this little corner here. So I want it to come over this just a little bit. So I want to, let me see. Let me think about this a minute. I think I don't want this on here. So let's hold our breath while I cut. You know what? I cannot cut a straight line. I know it. I'm not even going to try at this point. So I'm going to bring out my crafter companion, and I'm going to cut this straight across. Now, I think I will like that much better. So, see, even with that, it's not completely straight. There we go. So when we open it, we're going to make a flip. I think I'm going to do it this way. Let me just fold this. Right off the get-go. And since I don't know what I did with my bone folder, I'll do like my buddy Jovi and use my scissors. So that's going to be my flip. And I think I wanted it down here. No, I want this to show. So, yeah, we're going to do it like this. So I want to tear across here, and I just want it to tear and kind of come around. And then the bottom, of course, will line up. Let me see. Grab pin, and the bottom I'll be right there. So let me fold the bottom to try to get that even. And I can hear some of you, well, if you just measure, it would be so much easier. Well, that's for you people who measure well. I don't. So, there's that. Put this, how did I have that? Grr. I'm going to put it here. Or I don't like that either. I cut that off. That won't hurt my feelings. Be careful with your guillotine, because as soon as you let it go, it cuts, whether you want it to or not. And I didn't want it to, so I guess, daggone it, I guess it's got to go here. Did you see what I did? I just cut my arm. See guys, I told you watching me craft is not fun. It is I don't know if you'll learn much. You'll certainly learn how not to do things. That I can promise you. Be careful with guillotines because you can slice yourself. Okay. So I want to even this up where my guillotine would not cut that. All right, that's close enough. I'm out of breath. What about you? Let's go back to where we were. So I'm going to put this right here, but I wanted it taller than that, didn't I? Okay, let's try this. What I'm trying to think about is, I think I was going to do a flip here. So that's why I did want my pocket short. I remember now. I told you guys every time when I do videos and people want, do a tutorial. It's like watching paint dry. I'm telling you. Okay. I'm going to cut this right here. Then I'm going to start tearing about here. And I want to trim off that little crazy looking part. And you know what? I forgot I have deckled scissors, so they're not very sharp apparently. So if you have sharp ones and you don't want your edge to be super straight, you can just kind of chew them up with that. Okay, not the ones I thought I had. But anyway, you get the point. So I want this to be a flip, a little short flip, because we're going to cover that flap up like this. And I want it to go over here, but maybe not quite all the way down that way. I'm going to round it out a little bit. But see, you can do your flaps and flips and such any way you want. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It's just however you're feeling it. So yeah, so I'm going to do that one that way. And if I want to do like that, I'll ink it all the way around. And right now I'm going to level up a few things. Because I'm ready to be done. And I think I can ink this real quick. And file folder fun days. Hopefully you can have fun with your file folders and be inspired. This is not, I had to do, you know, like the hardest thing, and I was trying to do something kind of simple. And I always turn anything simple into something hard. It's kind of how I roll. I can't seem to do anything fast for the life of me. And yeah, I could have not inked all this stuff, but I like the way it looks. Could have just left it. I didn't want to. So I'm showing you kind of how I ink. In case you're wondering, I lay it flat on the surface so that it's dark at that edge. Almost looks like the burnt page. Okay, so it's going to go like that, and this will be covered. All right. Now these little pieces, I just grungy them up really, really good. Okay. I almost forgot. I'm on camera. Okay. So now we will glue this down here so that kind of covers over this. So I'm going to get art glitter glue. I'm going to stick that way too far over is what I'm doing. So there we have that flap, and again, it doesn't look like it's going to lay flat, but when we decorate it, it will. and we can always clip it or do something else with it. And it's not lined up straight here, but I can line that up later. This is just your prototype. So you have that. This will be a tuck. So if you were to sew across here and would sew across the bottom here, you've got a tuck place in here. Since I'm not sewing and I'm gluing, I'm just going to glue this. Like so. Use my scissors, burnish it good. Now, it's easy to forget where your flap and flipping goes. Flipping flaps and flaps flippers. Okay, there, here. So that is what I don't like. So, if I could find my correct scissors that would cut, I could cut the edge that I want, and I could show you. We'll try this one. Just want to cut the very edge, and I don't even want it to be straight because it's got glue. Of course, I should have done it before I glued it. Just chew it up a little bit. I know, Flo, you told me to do it before I glued it, and I didn't listen. So I'm just kind of chewing it up. We'll go all the way across. And this one, we're going to go all the way across too. Okay. There. Now we got to ink that where I cut it off. And clean this up later. So, are y'all thrilled yet? So there to here. Okay. So that's that. And we've got this glued down right there. Then you can decorate. This is going to be glued down. Backwards again. So we want to get that down good. Burnish really, really well. And if you have a sewing machine, you can sew this. I am just showing you how to do it with glue because I, number one, can't get to my sewing machine. Number two, some of you don't have sewing machines. Those who have sewing machines already know how you could sew it. So this is the bottom, and there's a flip there. we'll have this open, and what I envision will happen is I'll have something here with scrappy pad to go here to journal, and this will be journaling space, or I'll decorate it and maybe put even a little belly band or a tiny pocket to go there. Now I want a flip to go here. Except this one, you just need to let her rip, Tater Chip. I want, I think I want this flip to go up here. And come, maybe that should go over it. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm gonna tear here across. You know what? I'm not tearing. I'm gonna do this. Now, this will fold in for my hinge. And my hinge will go here. That will go like that. So you do that, then you do that. Maybe I don't want it quite that long, so I think I want to put it like so. So we have like this, right? Very good. I'm going with it. And I'm not going to torture you to watch me ink this, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've inked both sides, and now I'm going to glue my little hinge. Like so. Oh no, Flo, I got glue in your fur. Alright, she's ready for a nap. Bye! She's tired of getting knocked around. I don't blame her. Okay. So, outside. Supposed to go like that. So we'll have something to weigh that down. But you know what? We'll see. I may end up turning that into a pocket. Pocket, whatever here. And then flip this way. We have that flip, that flip. We'll have a scrappy pad here. Tuck some things in there. I'll decorate that. And next we do this. Similar concept. We'll tuck something in here, leave that kind of open up there. We'll decorate this side. So we'll have another flap. Since I'm going with this stuff on the inside, I think I want a big flap. So I'm going to come down with this flap. Kind of like that. Let's tear this paper off. Okay, so that's going to be about there. Maybe we'll stick it down here. Yep, we'll do that here. And we're going to end it about there. Just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. You don't want it to get in the way right there. So I'm going to tear there. About like that. Perfect. We're going to hinge. Yep. Like so. And this hinge will go here. Like that. And I'm going to ink, so I'm going to pull. Okay. Got this inked, and I decided to tear that and ink that because I just didn't like that was straight. Again, you go with the flow. I know all of you don't have flow. I do. I have to go with the flow. Don't we, Flo? Okay, I'm getting slap happy here. So we're going to glue our flap down. Okay, now I'm going to burnish, and since I'm not used to doing craft with me's and tutorials too much, I will learn to be able to talk and engage you in conversation while I'm doing this. I'm just not quite there yet because I feel like how I make something is so herky-jerky, and I fly by the seat of my pants, and I mess up a lot, so that what you see as the finished product took lots of labor. It's like birthing a baby. Oop, forgot to ink this. Everything that I make is like birthing a child, literally, because I labor over it, as you can see by this almost. And I am amazed at how Pam VanEe and Stephanie and Kara, Mia's Corner, and BB's Closet Creations, Creating with You, all of you, how you can do things so quickly. And I'm trying. It's not. Okay. So here it is. Isn't that pretty? I mean, it looks grungy and it looks cool just like it is. So you flip, flap, that's supposed to stay there. Flip and flop, flip, flap, flop back. Then you open and you flip, flap, tuck. And then you flip, tuck. And we may glue a little of this down, and then we'll decorate. But that's the construction. You can also add something to the back. All I was going to do on the back, and then we'll be done for today, is just make a big pocket instead of flips and flaps. Let me see this one. Put it kind of down, or we could do a double tear pocket. Let me find another folder that I like. Let me see. What will I be? All right. I'm going to go this way. I want a double rip pocket. So I'm going to bring it up a little like this, and I'm going to rip about to there. So let's see. How this goes. So I have one. I don't like that pointy thing, as you guys know. So we're going to have this pocket here. Then we're going to have another one right up under it that's ripped. Maybe. No, I think we'll have it. About like that. Whoop. I do not need that. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And we don't have to hinge these because these are just torn pockets. Let's bring this up and we'll put something there later. You know what? I don't like it. I ripped it wrong. Ugh. So let's do this. I'm going to use this as my gauge. But I'm going to rip it similarly. I know I'm getting all that stuff that I don't like. You know what would make this a whole lot easier? If I put some paper clips and held that in place. Hello. Sometimes I can be a little slow. All right. All right. I'm going to glue this back down because I didn't mean to tear that loose. Okay. Take that off. All right. No! See, I'm doing it again. I just want to rip this off. Told y'all, this is craziness for me. All I want to rip off is that. All right. Let's just go with it. Okay. Oh, am I driving y'all as nuts as I drive myself? Okay. See if I can read. This is the back. And we want a double pocket. So we're going to do this and this. Yeah. Just like that. I'm going to ink and I'll be right back. Alright, I've got these inked. I think that looks pretty cool. So we're going to glue this pocket first, and these are pockets, so I'm not gluing it all the way to the top, but a lot of the way. Okay, and we want this to go up to the edge. Rub it in, rub it in. That's all I know of that song. I think it was an old country song, and I don't know why. I just now thought of that. Except that I'm rubbing it in. Rub it in, rub it in. So there's that. And then we're going to glue this one. So this will be a deep pocket for a big tag. And this will be a smaller pocket, but still could be a good size tag. And you could leave them as tucks and leave one side open if you wanted. But I'm not. Making it a pocket and a pocket. So there we have it. File folder fun day. And I know that the majority of you did not play till the end, or you fast forwarded through it, so you probably missed a few things. But I hope you enjoyed this. And next file folder fun day will probably be, it could be over the weekend, it could be next week. I mean, it's at least one a week that I'll do, but you can do it as often or as little as you like. Join in once in a while, whenever you want, because any day can be file folder fun day. So thank you so much for watching, and I pray you have a blessed day. Please know that God loves you, and so do I. And I'll see you on the next file folder fun day. Bye-bye.